know it. Now I think they have gone to browns. If you go to Rimurum and Brookie Estate, you see some area where they are reserved big trees, which are tea bushes, which grow into very big trees. Actually, a tea bush can go as much as any other big tree. And from there, a few on the highlands, it was also started in Kericho. And tea never got into proper commercial or plantation into commercialization until 1924, and that's why we are putting the 100 years from 1924. As I said, it was a more or less a Mzungu type of a crop. The Africans were not participating in the plantation of the tea or cultivation of the tea until 1956, when the Africans were around now, they could plant the tea. In fact, we have the oldest factory, where the Africans start participating, was, in those days it was called Kagoshi, now we call it Ragati, where we had the first African manager in 1957. So the commercialization started in 1924, but as Africans we are around now to grow the tea from 1956. Coming back now down to 1960, we had, through Commonwealth Development Corporation from UK, there was an encouragement of the small-scale farmers to try to plant tea, which was under what we call the special crops. And the special crops is what established Kenya Tea Development Authority in 1964. So KTDA was under the government. The plantation and the tea belonged to the farmers, but the government had given all the guarantees for the loans which were coming from Pathway, World Bank, and Commonwealth Development Corporation. KTDA stayed under the state corporation, and later on the government pushed it back again, not really selling it, but they said it's now being owned by the small-scale farmers. There is this question of whether KTDA, today people say it's private, but it was an owner of the government saying they never paid a single cent, and they say because it belonged to the farmers, they're giving the shareholding back again to the farmers. Today, we are talking of a big crop, which you will look at about 22% of the foreign exchange comes from tea, and 4% of our GDP is contributed from the crop. Without really taking much of what the CS is going to say, our work now will be, since the establishment of the Tea Board, I'm the chairman of the Tea Board, I'm the 8th chairman of the Tea Board. The Tea Board started in 1950. And the work of the Tea Board was the regulator, to be a regulator in the tea industry. And the moment the tea, with the exception of the regulation, we also do, as a Tea Board, generic promotion and looking for the market. There are some markets now because the crop is held. We are talking of 650 million kilos being produced by Kenya. And that one takes now everybody to do the marketing of the tea. One of the areas we are trying to encourage as a Tea Board is, as much as we are producing, whatever quantity we are producing, is to go for the high quality or for what Kenya should be known for. The high quality tea is what Kenya, and we have got one advantage because our tea is grown naturally, meaning it does not have any chemicals or pesticides, so which is something we can be proud of and use it for promotion of our teas. Without really going back, I would like maybe to hand it over and invite Dr. Karanja, our CS, to address it. Dr. Karanja.
It's okay. So, the chairman of Tea Board, the CEO of Tea Board of Kenya, CEO Ita, all esteemed guests and ladies and gentlemen, members of the Fourth Estate, Karibuni Kilimo House. And it is my great pleasure to preside over the launch of the tea industry centenary celebration to mark 100 years since the commercialization of tea. I would like to say that centenary events comes once in a lifetime, and a few people enjoy the privilege of witnessing such an event. It is therefore a great honor for all of us who are here today to note that tea, we are witnessing 100 years since tea was commercialized in Kenya. The country should be able to be grateful and joyful that over 100 years we have been able to achieve a lot in the tea industry. The industry supports, as it has been indicated, a large number of our people, about 600 smallholder farmers, over 6 million people along the value chain. And in 2024, the industry earnings were about 181 billion Kenya shillings. And this has grown from 138 billion the previous year. So you note there has been tremendous growth in terms of earning. And notably, this year, this 2024, we will get even more earnings. So we are expecting the production will go up and earnings will go up. So from the humble beginning, when we started exporting to one country, we have grown. And today, our tea is exported to 90 destinations across the world. Also, we take note that our tea auction in Mombasa has grown, and now we are able to auction tea from other countries. So it is not only Kenya, we auction teas from other countries, like our neighboring countries. So tea will continue to soar high, and we look forward to celebrating each other, who is the big ways to contribute to our success. So the centenary celebrations will give us an opportunity to look at what have been able to achieve in the last 100 years. And also it will give us us to reflect on what are we planning for the next 100 years. Maybe our children's children, grandchildren, will be able to celebrate their next 100 years. But that this centenary celebration will help us to reflect, see the opportunities, see where we have come from. As I have said, it takes the lives of many, many, many Kenyans, 6 million of them and more. Because of this, the government recognizes the tea sector or the tea industry as one of the drivers of our economy. And as part of that, the government has taken tea as one of the flagship projects in the agriculture sector under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, that is BETTER. And the main focus in BETTER is to value add tea. We have been exporting tea as a raw material. And it is time we realize that when we are moving forward to the next century, to the next centenary, we would like to export tea, and a big proportion of our tea as value-added product. We would like to diversify further our tea products, what we take, and we strive to be treated with tea privilege, especially for our youth, so that they are able to take tea just like the trade ways we do take our other beverages, like coffee, like whatever else we do. So we are glad to know that several petitions, we are also noting that we are in the process of nearing completion some of the reforms, especially the Tea Act, which we need to have them make sure that we have the legal framework in place. And we are working very closely, the ministry is working very closely with the tea board, the tea board regulator, the tea regulator, the tea board of Kenya, to make sure that the regulations and everything is in place. And as I have said, for our tea farmers, we would like to congratulate them for their continuing dividends and making sure that we have enough tea. Almost this year, I think we will be able to cross the 600 million kilograms production. And the government on its part continue to support the tea farmers. And that's why we are, for instance, we have given them the fertilizers, a subsidized rate of 2,500, and we have ensured that we have instructed K24 to make sure that those fertilizers are available to farmers in good time and at the affordable price. We are also looking forward towards improving our quality, enhancing our quality. Yes, we have production, but going forward, we are also going to focus on quality enhancement so that we are able to get more quality tea, which we can sell to the international market. And as I've indicated, value addition will be one of the areas where we are looking into. And the government is supporting value addition. We will be doing a common user facility so that it enables entrepreneurs and SMEs to be able to value add tea. One of our challenges we have been having of late is how to sell our tea to the international community. And the government, together with the tea stakeholders, we will be organizing trade missions to some of the countries which can buy our tea. So, beginning early next year, we are going to offer trade missions to countries which we can be able to entice them to buy our tea so that we can offload most of our tea we are producing. The issue about, there has been, of recent, has been an issue about the bonuses, the second payment. And what I can tell the Kenyan farmer, because the media is here, is that we are on top, the government is on top of the situation. We would like to assure the farmers that whatever the issue they raise, the government is going to handle the issue. And I urge them to go back and to pick their tea. There is no cause for harm. If there is any grievance they have, the Tea Board of Kenya as the industry regulator, the ministry as the overall in charge, we are going to look at those matters, if the books or accounts, anything which is there, so that we move forward. If there is any misappropriation, prompt action will be taken. So I'd like to urge our tea farmers that let's celebrate the 100 years, the centenary. I would like to assure them that if there is any issue, the government is on top of it, and we urge them to go back to their farms. To all Kenyans, let us be proud that we have this special product called tea. And we have been able to be one of the largest producers in the world. And let's support our tea industry, consume our tea, promote our tea, make sure that we do business with our tea, value added, so that all of us can gain and enjoy the privileges and the incomes which we can get from our tea. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Waziri. This ceremony will not be complete without actually drinking tea. So we are going to have a session to toast tea. May I request Rosemary to come and take us through that session. And this opens the celebration all over the country. Let us drink tea. Rosemary, to the podium.
Thank you, sir. Okay, please give our guests a cup. I will invite K24 MD, please come. And K24, please come.
Kusaidia ule kijana
And K24,
na ukolai usiende kumisbehave hapo. I have covered walls.
Because I'm not in your review.
okay, as they all take a cup, Diana, please go ahead.
Diana ni mtu ovyo sana. Nazunguka kila mahali hapa na kiatu yake ya leta. Ni ngamia.
Of the tea industry, they will hold the cup up for 5 seconds and we'll honor in honor of 5 things. 1, to Kenya, our motherland. We produce, God bless us, the nation, we produce the best tea in the world. Disease-free, pesticide-free. Give it a clap.
Okay, now we can have the toast.
1 is to Kenya, our motherland. The best tea in the world comes from this land. 2 is to the farmer. He is working very hard today. 3 is to our country. Our political stability has caused us to be stable and to produce this crop. 4 is for all the industry players represented here today. And number 5 is to God. Thank you, God, for Kenya today. Thank you so much. Cheers. Cheers.
Yes, those.
Cheers.
Well, that has been the launch of the Kenya tea industry centenary celebrations. Back to our conversation on the removal from office of Rigathi Gachagua, a case that is before a 3-judge bench of the High Court, which actually will be starting in a few. Already lawyers from both the petitioners and the respondents have arrived at the Milimani Law Courts, awaiting the 3 judges to actually start the sittings. And now to Vivian Tarr. We are focusing on the implication of removing Rigathi Gachagua and Kithure Kindiki taking over. Does he replace Gachagua's input politically?
I don't think so. First of all, remember, Kindiki is from, should I call it, allow me to call it minority Mount Kenya, because it's Tharaka Nithi, which is one of the smaller, Mount Kenya counties. So even in terms of numbers, in terms of just rallying and galvanizing support, there might be a gap there. Not to mean that he may not be able to, but I think the main, the central Mount Kenya, which is now, Kirinyaga, Kiambu, Murang'a, Nyeri, would